Hello everybody, just an update on the double knee surgery at the same time episode. Okay, well let's start off by I'm home. Got home yesterday as scheduled. I don't think my therapy went as well as it should have. Not to their fault. I got one knee they just hammered a lot on to get it fixed up, and that's the one I'm still having problems with. The other one I could probably bend around and do things with. I mean, I'm walking with the walker and taking care of business, but I can't get in and out of my Jeep. So we're having to use the bus to get me here and there, which is not bad. We found out today that my wife can even ride for free because she's my attendant. As soon as I can bend the knees, we'll be back in the Jeep. So that's what that's all about. But let me tell you about my trip yesterday. Okay, because we waited for the bus to pick us up. We called them ahead, a day ahead. You got to do that, I guess. Excuse me. We walked out the door, wheeled out the door. Nurse behind me, wife beside me. Walked out, there sat the bus. As soon as we walked out, the bus drove off. We were a couple minutes before the scheduled 1 o'clock pickup time, but they said he had an emergency and he had to go. That's when we called and found out what the heck was going on. So we're standing out in the Idaho wind. Luckily I had a jacket, but it was still nippy. We're waiting about 15 minutes for them to send him back. So he gets there, 15 minutes or so. Meanwhile, my nurse is standing there starving to death because she's already doing this on her lunch hour to help everybody out. And now she's missed 15 minutes of her lunch hour. Well, the bus pulls around, opens up the sliding doors, and I look at him and said, I can't get the wheelchair up through there. He says, oh, well, I already got somebody in the wheelchair ramp. So I had no ride. Let me call somebody else, he says. So he leaves. Well, we wait another 15 minutes or more. I don't know the exact time. I know I was supposed to have left there at 1. It's only an 8-minute drive from there to my house. And I didn't get here till 2:22. Anyway, he sends for the next one. Now, you got to have a sense of humor because you can't make this shit up. They send for another bus. It comes. We're talking the short buses. Perfect for me. He gets there. He pulls up, hits the button. His wheelchair ramp don't work. It's broke. As he's getting up and beating on it with a hammer, he goes, I told the mechanic that. They know that this doesn't work. So he beats on it and finally lets it down manually. And when he did, I guess it stretched a wire somewhere. And he was able to roll me up on there and pick me up and put me in the back of this bus. Now, they strap you down on these buses. Pretty good. Liability, and I understand. You don't want to get wrecked and slam through the windshield. But as he's strapping me down, he starts tripping over my feet. Keep in mind, my feet are connected to my knees, which are very sore. He says he's sorry each time. That was nice, but still hurts. He gets me strapped down and off we go. Now, these buses apparently don't have shock absorbers or springs because I've rode hardtail Harleys that was smoother. He bounced me all the way across Twin Falls, Idaho to my house, let me out. So all that you just can't make up, man. So that was the ride here. Now let's talk about the doctor. I got to see the doctor, not the surgeon. In my visit, the surgeon came and seen me twice when I was right out of surgery, I guess. Now, I was there almost 13 days. Finally, the physical therapy doctor, when they moved me, he came and seen me 3 times. So I wasn't impressed with, you know, and they're there and gone fast. But you know what I was impressed with was the nursing staff. The nursing staff there, my gosh, do they work. They bust their butts. I just hit the button and they'd come running in that room. I don't think I waited over 4 minutes for anything. I tried not to bother them because I know there's a lot of people sicker than me. I was in a ward with stroke victims and other trauma that was way worse than mine. But they were right there. They're the goodest, best staff you ever seen. The therapy staff took me in there and encouraged me because I got depressed a couple times. I think that's normal because I've not stopped being in pain, and you just hope you will. But the therapy staff, they were awesome. The nurses were awesome. I think I even made some friends there that we see each other on the road or whatever. We're going to definitely say hello and have a cocktail together or something. Good people, good people. So that's that. Now, the food in the hospital. The hospital was top notch. That hospital has a bad reputation. But we won't get into that because I seen nothing bad. The food, sorry. The food was really good. You got to order what you wanted. In the first part of the hospital I was in, the surgical recovery rooms, I was there for a few days just because my insurance couldn't get together with the hospital and get me moved, which is not good because you want to get exercise as soon as you could, and they were trying, but they just didn't have the facilities. So you could order room service there. But this was the same food in the rest of the hospital. It was good, but you don't have an appetite. And they were concerned, which was pretty cool because you know you got people watching your diet, and they're concerned enough to come to your room, the dietitians, and tell you you're messing up. You need to eat more of this. You need to eat more of that. Well, then they started sending food to my room that I didn't even order because they wanted me to eat. I didn't eat much the first week, but that's good people there. They took care of me. I've never had so many grapes in my life, but that was good. And I ended up having to rent a wheelchair. I was hoping to walk home, and I probably, if I could have got a Jeep, I could have got out and walked in here. But they started talking to me about, well, you got to go a long ways to get to therapy. You know, we got to go across the parking lot and elevator such and such. It's a long ways to go on a walker with bad knees. So I'm in a brand new wheelchair, thanks to my insurance. And I think it's only like $5 a month or less. So I'm going to use that. I don't use it in the house. I don't use it anywhere except for I'm going to use it to get in the bus, out of the bus to therapy and back home again. I'm using it right now because it works like a desk chair. But I'm working my legs as best I can, trying to do all the exercises they tell me. And so I'm doing fine that way. But that's what's going on now. I know this got a lot longer than on my other ones, but I want to give you all those details. And I'll have a video at the end when I'm dancing and prancing and probably describe everything. I've got all what you're going to need. When you're getting your knees done, you're going to need a commode. Mine is the type that has a stool in it. You can also take that out and just sit it over the top of the toilet. We also got one that goes on the toilet, but we prefer this one because it's got handles. We also use that same commode for a shower stool. Same reason, it has handles, and it works great for that. My shower's a little tight, but I just slide in sideways with my walker. They taught me how to do that. Like I've said in other videos, they taught me how to go upstairs. Came right up the stairs, no problem. Well, I came up the stairs without great problem. So I'm home. I'm very thankful for all of you out there that are watching my videos and giving me encouragement. A couple days there I really needed it. They were able to smuggle my dog Hank into me one day for a few minutes. That was a spirit lifting ordeal there. But you guys lift my spirit a lot, and thank you for that. So that's going to be it for today. It's long enough now. I'll put on some more when I'm doing a lot better, walking or whatever, without the walker. But thanks again. Subscribe. You can watch more of this nonsense. Bye.